Welcome back, and joining us now on behalf of the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Player of the Year Awards is Jonathan Taylor. Voting ends tomorrow night, so cast your vote now for Jonathan Taylor at NFL.com, who has raided Rob Lowe's closet, apparently. Fan of leagues, Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe with the hat a couple years ago with the NFL shield on. Now we got the T-shirt with the NFL shield. I love it, though. I think it's awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you two having me on here. I mean, it's a pleasure. You always, listen to you two, and then finally being able to be here, interacting.
Man,
with
look at you!
Wow, wow. See, he's lying. He doesn't want. He doesn't. He's kissing up. He's kissing up. He's trying to build up some equity.
Smart. He's a guy from Jersey. He gets it.
Jonathan, let me tell you this though. 2 years ago, I interviewed at the scouting combine. I'm sure you don't remember because you were in the middle of the blender. It was supposed to be him too, but he was very ill. He was very ill, so he missed the interview.
Yeah, so I had to miss it, man. But we hooked up during the draft process, and we hit up. We talked to each other a little bit, like Zoom that time. So we got a little personal relationship that way. I mean, first off, tell me about, hey, what's it mean? Running back, leading the league in rushing, like dream come true type of stuff this year?
It's like you mentioned, it's amazing. It's a dream come true. I mean, you're a running back, and part of trying to be the best player, the best running back you can be, is leading whatever conference league you're in. So leading the NCAA in rushing that season, or leading the NFL in rushing. So, I mean, it was amazing, and it was a special thing to share with those guys up front because they don't get a lot of glitz and glamour. They get a great job offensive line, great job. They're the ones paving the way, but these guys are the ones making it happen. They make it go.
You got a group in front of you. What was it like? To what you're explaining right there, what took so long for the run game to get going this year? What do you think was finally the light bulb moment for Frank Reich or the team that was like, we got to start giving this guy the ball more?
I mean, we're definitely getting reps together with one another. I mean, everyone deals with injuries throughout camp, so we had quarterback, offensive line, a couple of different players in and out.
Right.
One person comes back, another person is down. So finally getting everyone back together and then getting those accumulated reps. And that's what you want. Over the course of the season, you should be getting better and better and better. And I think that's what we did.
And speaking of reps, you had 232 carries as a rookie, and you had exactly 100 more, 332, in your second year. How do you feel physically after having that many attempts as a running back in the NFL?
I feel great, but I think that's a testament to the coaches and the strength and conditioning staff being open, working with the players, knowing, hey, where do we need to pull back some, where do we need to pour more into, to make sure each week we still got the exact amount of work that we needed to be prepared each and every single week.
I know you're Johnny Preparation. I can already tell. I know that. You're like Mr. Work Ethic. Like, tell me, season's over. How long we wait, and what's the offseason regimen? Because it's running back. I know you're a freak of nature, but the good ones, like you're talking about, they work too. How do you kind of go about your offseason and getting yourself ready again?
You definitely have to take that break. I mean, there's nothing more that will recover you than rest.
Right.
So you need at least 2 weeks of just rest.
Right.
Your body's been going. You need just rest. Then you just start prepping the body back up again, doing little mobility things, stretches, just to get the body mobile, get it loose, and then you start ramping up a little bit. You start doing little things on the bike. You start doing some band work, and you start transitioning into weights. And then once you build your body armor up, you're feeling really strong. You're feeling great. It's time to hit the field, and it's time to start, doing drills, change of direction, football drill, bag drills. So I like to progress through it, but the first thing after the season is rest. You just got to let all of that swelling and inflammation just go down.
Will you get to a point this offseason at the end of that process where you'll be like, like Mike is sometimes, just in the weight room, power cleans, maxing out? Like, will you still, like, in all seriousness, will you do that, like major heavy weight kind of workouts?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big believer in building your body armor up over the course of the offseason.
Right.
Over the course of the season, your body is going to induce wear and tear no matter what position you play. So the best thing you can do is come in with your body armor, your body in tip-top shape. And so instead of going here on a steady decline, it's here, it's gradual. It's gradual. So you're able to maintain throughout the season.
Yeah. Well, you guys were the team that I think no one wanted to see in the playoffs. I think you guys would have been in a position to really make some noise and beat some teams and maybe even be here. And so we have to ask. I mean, when you look at what happened, the Saturday night game, you had an awesome performance against the Patriots, won that game. Christmas night, special night, you go out and beat the Cardinals.
Yeah.
when you look back on it, I hate to bring up but we got to know what happened to keep the Colts from finishing the deal and getting to the playoffs.
I think it's definitely execution. I mean, and that happened a couple times in the beginning of the season. You know, when you're in that fourth quarter, how do you finish teams? Whether you're up by a lot, whether you're just up by a touchdown, a few points, you need to finish teams. And I think that's something that we didn't get to do those last 2 games of the season. And going into this year, especially, the talk has been whatever it takes. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you going to do? How selfless are you going to be? What are you going to put to the side and say, I can't do that, or I need to spend more time here? Whatever it takes in order to be all in order to make sure we get to where we need to go at the end of the year.
And the owner of the team has been saying that repeatedly. I mean, he's done videos on Twitter, and does that resonate with the players when the guy who's in charge, the guy who signs the checks, is saying, hey, everybody, we're going all in. If you're not all in, get all out?
It definitely does. And just a matter of fact that just from top to bottom, the Colts organization as a whole is second to none as far as that family atmosphere, being able to truly care for each and every single player and understanding, like, hey, like you mentioned, you need to be all in. If you're in the building, you need to be all in. If not, you need to be all out. And I think that's something as a group, as a players, we decided, like, hey, this offseason, use this as fuel and be ready to be all in, whatever it takes, each and every single day, each and every single week.
You think, I mean, this is natural human emotions, but, like, human complacency, seeing the Jaguars on the schedule, just thinking, wait, they won 1 game the whole year. We're a playoff team. Like, do you think that crept into your locker room or the thought of the team going into that Week 18 matchup?
I don't think that crept in because everyone knows. I mean, even last season, the final game of the year, that game was close. That game was close. We had to win to get in. So we know a divisional matchup game. I mean, it doesn't matter what the records are, especially in a division game. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. And it's just a matter of fact of just being able to finish. When you're able to have some momentum, you're able to put some points up, being able to still keep your foot on the gas and just finish opponents.
Where do you need to improve? I mean, when you have such a special season, youngest player in league history with 2,000 yards from scrimmage and to get 20-plus touchdowns, how do you find a way to push yourself to the next level when you're already at pretty much the highest level you can be at?
No, you're definitely looking forward to being able to excel in the passing game as far as coverages on the move, as you're releasing to the route. It looks like 2 from the pre-snap, but then as the snap goes on, okay, what are they getting into now? What were they trying to disguise? So, being able to do that as a runner, being able to see a certain front, and then once the play starts, you have a predetermining factor. I think the ball's going here and read it on the move, playing fast. Now doing the same thing in the passing game. Okay, as the snap goes, what are we doing? What am I seeing? Okay, maybe I can sit this down or I can break this out. I see a void here.
You're a freak of nature. You really are. It's rare running back that can kind of run between the tackles like sledgehammer and then also be like, oh, see you later, I'm running for an 80-yard touchdown. I mean, it's rare. It really is. And I like what you're saying about the pass game because that seems where it's going next. Who's a running back that you look up to in the NFL right now that's playing where you go, man, his game is real. Like, I really have a lot of respect for what he does.
So, one, I definitely love Nick Chubb. Just as a pure runner, just Nick Chubb.
Is that between the tackles? He's like you in a lot of ways.
He's able to just run through defenders. He's able to make people miss. They're just falling off of him. But then also, I definitely love watching Dalvin Cook and Christian McCaffrey. Dalvin Cook, you can just see those subtle cuts that he makes. They're really quick. They're really decisive. And then Christian McCaffrey, I mean, if you want to be excellent in the passing game. If you want
option route.
You really want to excel. I mean, that's the guy you should be watching.
As a running back in the NFL, and Chris uses the term all the time, car crashes. You're in car crash hits all the time. 2 years into the NFL, who has hit you the hardest and who have you hit the hardest?
Who has hit me the hardest? Definitely, I would have to say Zach. Actually, he's not with Houston anymore.
Oh,
I think he's down
Cunningham.
in Tennessee.
Cunningham. Yeah, they released him late in the year, and he's down with the Titans.
So he definitely
got you good.
He got me really good. He got me really good.
Like pass game, or just like you saw it coming, he squared you up, and he gave it to you that way.
It was pass game, and he kind of hit the brakes a little bit. To kind of, I guess, because on film you can see he was going. Hit the brakes a little bit, then hit the gas. I mean, so I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a hands game. Let me, be able to strike, reset my hands, and he just.
Oh,
right
pass
there.
protection.
Yeah.
It was pass protection. You got to deal with that.
That was my rookie year, so he definitely got me good there, and then hit the hardest. I mean, I know I had a couple hard runs my rookie year versus Jacksonville for a fact, especially going towards away from our locker room.
Where you laid the wood on some guys. You got like
I thought I got in
miles.
the end zone.
Yeah.
I thought I got into the end zone, but I was down short at the one.
How excited do you get, though, when you get past the first two levels and you know it's a defensive back that you can maybe try to plow over?
That's when you gotta relax. When you get to that level, you gotta relax because you're in the open field. You're like, oh, I'm here. I can make something happen, but you gotta relax, stay calm. You really have to think. That's what I noticed.
So you don't trip and fall or get too anxious.
You know, that's what I noticed. You really have to relax when you break through to that third level.
Do you look up at the board? Do you look up at the board to see who's chasing you at that point? Because I know a lot of guys do that.
I've done that once, and a lot of times I just look back. And a couple of the vets are like, "Man, use the board. Use the board. What are you doing?"
Wait, the dude is so fast that in the Patriots game, when he broke the run at the end of the game, he was running away from J.C. Jackson and looking at the sidelines. I saw you say this on the. Your hard knocks, where he was looking at the sideline as he was running for the touchdown to see maybe if they were telling him to go down. That's when you kind of know you're fast, man.
that was actually insane. Usually we have a call going in, like, hey, we're in church mode.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know, go down.
Yeah.
We didn't get that call, so everyone's in the huddle like, well, you know, what's the mode here? And, you know, a couple guys, some of the vets are like, man, I think we're in church mode. Other guys are like, I don't know. So I'm just double-checking.
Double-checking on the way. Look at you. What a good player. He's just running for touchdowns and checking with the coaches on the way doing it.
Go to NFL.com right now. Vote for Jonathan Taylor for the FedEx Ground Player of the Year. The voting is opening until tomorrow. And Thursday night, Jonathan Taylor, quite possibly the Offensive Player of the Year for the 2021 season.
I don't
Great
feel
to see
confident about that one for you. I'm sorry. Cooper, you got some competition in that department.
Cooper Kupp?
Right.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, he's an animal.
Well, next year when he breaks the record of the guy who was here yesterday, Eric Dickerson.
Right, get 2,000
2106. Get 2106.
It's no big deal.
Then it's MVP, then it's Offensive Player of the Year, then it's everything, and then it's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, Jonathan, great seeing you, pal.
Thank you guys so much.
You're the man.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.